and welcome. Thank you so much for pressing play and choosing to spend some time with me today. To all the new subscribers, I want to welcome you and thank you for choosing to be part of this family of survivors and thrivers. And to everybody who's coming back, thank you. I appreciate you so much. I want to talk to you today about daughters of narcissistic mothers. You know, when I think about a mother, I feel like she should be the very first expression of love, security, nurturing, encouragement, warmth, and tenderness that we all experience. But that doesn't happen. That doesn't always happen. You know, she is a narcissist, and the one of the core things about a narcissist is they lack the ability to empathize, right? So this narcissistic mother is only going to see a reflection of her child. She doesn't actually see her daughter in her fullness, only just, what she wants to see. And it's crazy because we know that narcissists don't like boundaries. And so throughout her life, with her mom, she's not allowed to have boundaries, and there's really no separation between the mother and the daughter. The mother knows no boundaries and won't allow the kid to have any boundaries. So there's no separation whatsoever, and this is where enmeshment can be experienced. The daughter is never allowed to be an individual, and it's so important that we are able to become individuals, because you learn how to become self-aware. You learn how to trust your decisions. You learn how to be secure and confident in who you are when you are an individual, when you can think for yourself, when you can feel for yourself, when you're allowed to trust yourself, and when your feelings have been validated. Those are all the things that make you a healthy individual. But the daughter's not allowed to do this. She's a threat to her mother, and we know that narcissists have these grandiose egos. And so what the mother is going to do is she's going to shape her daughter through direction and criticism. And she tries to shape them into her idealized version of herself, because that ego, she thinks she's everything. She thinks she knows everything. She thinks she is the best thing. They think they're gods. And so in their twisted minds, it's like they think like, okay, so who could be a better example for you to emulate? And that she wants her daughters to be like her. But at the same time, you find that she projects all her unwanted aspects onto her child. So whether she feels, we know that they're shame-based individuals. So all that shame is going to be projected on her daughter. And anything that she doesn't like, whether she may be conscious about her body or, just whatever insecurities, she just uses her daughter as a trash can for all those emotions. And what this does is it causes her daughter to be shameful. She undermines herself, and it stunts her developing identity of herself. And these moms, if she has a son, that's more than likely going to be her golden child. And the daughter will, of course, be the scapegoat. And this makes the daughters naturally feel very unwanted and as though they don't have a right to exist, or that they are a burden. This is the same mom that will tell her daughter that, I brought you into this world, I can take you out. She will talk nonstop about what her pregnancy was like, what she had to give up, what she sacrificed, and literally just make her daughter feel like a burden, or, as if she owes her mother something for bringing her into this world. Now, yes, the narc mom was the vessel of life, but you don't owe anybody, you don't owe them your life just because she carried you. That's twisted, and it's wrong. When there's a father or a husband, a significant other in the home, you tend to find that they are the passive type of people. They may be codependents, or they themselves may be narcissists or just toxic. And so really at the end of the day, there's nobody there to protect her daughter. So she can, her mom can go around and make her seem like she's really bad or worse than, what may actually be true. Because again, the mother has to be the victim, right? So the daughter has to be just extra terrible so mom can look and feel better about herself. And what this teaches her daughter is to not stand up for herself. If dad can't stand up for you, and if mom has everybody, mom will use flying monkeys and smear campaigns and gaslighting everybody into believing that this child is the problem. The daughter, remember, these things they learn over time. It's not like it just mom wakes up one time and says, okay, I'm going to do this to you. But this is what they learn over time. More than likely, the narcissistic mother experienced this herself. And so she's just been waiting for the opportunity to pass that those emotions down to her own daughter. And so again, the daughter never learns to stand up for herself. And this makes her obviously defenseless. And she doesn't recognize mistreatment later on in life because she received it from the number one person who should have been there to build her up, that one who should have been there to validate her, to see her, to let her know that you are loved, you are worthy, you are everything to me. She doesn't hear that. And so, it just causes her to not even see herself later on in life. And that's where you find that these daughters do tend to be, in relationships with unavailable partners, or emotionally unavailable partners, should I say. And, she walks around in toxic shame because she's never learned to accept herself for herself. She's seeing herself through the lenses of her narc mother. And, those lenses are cloudy and they're just wrong. And there's nothing right about what the mother has projected onto her. But those are some of the feelings that, daughters of narcissistic mothers feel. And so, part of what that shame does is cause her to sacrifice herself. And, she does this because she doesn't want to lose her mother's love. Now, you remember that when we encounter these relationships with narcissists, there's the trauma bond that is formed. And so she will feel like, I can't lose my mom. I can't lose my mother's love. But remember, these people don't love. Everything is about a transaction with a narcissist. What can they get in return? Even when it comes to their children, there has to be a way that they benefit one way or the other. And so again, she will sacrifice herself. She will deny herself certain things, and she becomes accommodating. She becomes a people pleaser. She says no when she wants to say yes, and she says yes when she wants to say no, because she doesn't have a voice. And all of this is conditioning her to be codependent. And so, it's where now her real self, the daughter herself, she rejects her authentic self so that she can just become who her mother wants. And this is all to be accepted. Children want to be accepted by their parents. They want to feel, loved, needed, and validated, especially when there's when you're the scapegoat and there's that golden child and you're still too young to really understand what is going on here. You don't know, the child hasn't learned how to use her voice, how to stand up for herself. Those are things that she's been denied. And, it's important that when we are raising children, we allow them to actually express who they are so that as they become older, it's something that they do naturally. And, with all of this internalized emotions, the shame is heightened. And if her mother doesn't love her in her mind, if mom doesn't love me, I'm not lovable. Who could love me? And so she settles. She just takes whatever she can get. And, in spite of how she feels, and in spite of her wanting her mother's approval and validation, she actually experiences feelings of hatred and of anger towards her mother. And sometimes you find that in those instances, they don't actually even understand why they feel this way about their mother, because, according to everybody else, the mother is perfect. And so she feels bad and she feels guilty. She feels conflicted by these emotions. And again, that will make her feel not good enough. And she'll tend to experience a lack of fulfillment. If there's no interruption into this cycle of thinking, into this cycle of abuse, is going to become a pattern in her life where she can, where she sets herself up unintentionally to experience unfulfillment in life because that's what's comfortable to her. And so, these narc mothers, they teach their daughters that love has to be earned. And this again is something that will follow the daughter into her adult relationships. And this again is part of codependency. Codependency is not just about enabling people to with addictions and stuff like that. It's people pleasing. It's the need to do stuff for somebody else, to be seen. It's the need to get validation from somebody else. And so it's easier to become a doormat so that you can just kind of feel like you're okay, or that it's all right, I'm worthy, or you can do what you want, but just want me. It's just that need to be loved. And really, codependency in itself is a self-love deficit. These daughters never really get to learn how to identify how they're feeling, or even value the emotions that they have. Her mother may have been able to provide her physical needs, but she certainly does not provide any emotional needs. And it's important that all our emotional needs are met. But can you just imagine, like, being young? And for some people, I know that you can relate to this because this is your experience. And so that's where when they are not able to validate their own emotions, that's why they tend to go outside, and they tend to seek that validation from partners, from friends, from other family members, just so that they can feel like nothing is missing. There's that missing element when you lack self-love, when you lack self-awareness, when you're insecure and you don't trust, and you seek those, you seek to fulfill those emotions other places. And it's important that we all learn how to nurture and comfort ourselves, but this is something that they will experience difficulty doing. And it's crazy how it's just really crazy to me how a mother can really just do this to her child. I have a video about narcissistic moms and their sons, and in either case they're really toxic. And the damage that they do is so devastating. And it just speaks to the condition to me, because you carry this baby for all this time, and yet you're not able to deposit anything positive into this baby. Like, why? And so their minds are really depraved, and you can't tell me that this is not a creature, this is not a walking demon. I mean, animals take care of their babies. They love, they nurture them, they make sure that they get what they want, not just physically, but they play with their children, and it's genuine. You can see and feel the love that's there, but not with these creatures. And so it's just crazy. She wants her daughter to look like her, or to look her best, right? And it's not because that she truly wants her daughter to look her best for the daughter's sake, but so that the mother can be praised. Like, oh, Jenny over there takes great care of her daughter. Carol over there is so amazing. She always has her child looking the best. She always has her girls just looking so wonderful. No, it's not about the children. It's about the mothers. And when people are complimenting her like this, she is whispering in her children's ears and letting them know that you are insignificant, that your hair is not right, and she's saying, you embarrass me because you have a spot on your shirt. It's just crazy, and these women, again, they know no boundaries, and so they try to live their lives vicariously through their daughters, because guess what? They see their girls as an extension of who they are. She wants the daughter to behave like her. And what's crazy about this is that you do have some daughters who get on board with the mother because they learn, like, listen, they have to adapt, right? They have to adapt so that they can get that validation. They have to adapt so that they can, they just play the part so that they can keep peace. And they tend themselves to grow into narcissists, because remember, narcissism, is a coping mechanism. And so that's how she sometimes breeds narcissisms. But really, overall, today I'm talking more to the side that develops into codependency. So the moms will again want the daughters to behave like her. She wants them to dress like her, no matter how provocative or inappropriate it is. She wants her girls to look like her, just out there, me and my mini me kind of thing. Yeah, that. She wants her daughters to have the same hobbies as her. She even has the nerve to think that she can choose the daughter's boyfriends, her career path, her education path, all of those things. She thinks that she has the right. She has the say into what's happening in these situations. And even when the daughter gets married, don't think that the mother develops any boundaries. Absolutely not. She will show up in that house like she lives there. She will move furniture. She will redesign. She'll redecorate. She will even think that the grandchildren belong to her because everything is about her. She'll find ways to even seduce her sons-in-law, just be inappropriate, set up smear campaigns about her daughter, lie about where she's been, who she's been with, and just, all of that just to make herself seem like a better person while she's comforting this husband that she's lying to. Like, these women are tacky and they're messy, and she'll always undermine her daughter's choices so that she can feel bad about how about what she's doing. But this again is to validate the mother, because these narcissists, they can't self-regulate, and this is how they begin to feel like they did something or they're worthy of something, but they are not. And I believe, like, really at their core, they know they're not, and that's why they work so hard to prove themselves to other people, and they're always envious of their daughters. She's seen as competition. And, even when it comes to like the father-daughter relationship, she's highly jealous of that. And she'll feel like her daughter is, trying to take away her love, her man, whatever. Meanwhile, it's just an innocent father-daughter relationship. She's crazy. There's no other way I can say this. This woman is crazy, twisted. And she'll be the type that will deny any abuse that is happening, especially when she has a revolving door of men coming in and out of that house. And the daughter will say, this is what's going on. She'll blame the daughter and say, it's your fault. You made him do that. And anything to just make this child feel like it's not, that you're the problem, not me, or you're lying, it didn't happen. She restricts her children or her daughter's friends, boyfriends, and she'll say something like, oh, well, they're not good enough for you, or like, they're gonna know why or how bad you are, and do you really want to do that? Do you really want to embarrass this family? Because you can't hide who you are. You're trash. And these are the things that they say to their daughters. And you have some of these mothers who are not even biological mothers, but they are foster moms, they're adoptive moms, and they've done this all so that they can be seen as the wonderful lady in the community that everybody can just look up to and give her all the admiration, adoration that they want. They want narcissistic supply, and they will go to they'll spare no expense. They don't care whose feelings they're treading on. And the more damage she does, the more she feels better. And she knows that what she's doing is wrong. She knows what she's doing is inflicting pain. She knows she can see the pain in her daughter's eyes. She can hear the pain in her voice. She can see her cry, but she will never stop. She will keep putting more pressure on the child. And even when she knows that this child is like at a breaking point, they often increase the types of abuse that they're inflicting on her child, so it becomes even more insidious, just so that she can self-soothe herself, just so that she can regulate her own emotions, just so that she can feel like she's getting supply. And it's crazy. Now, I know that there are some people who are listening, who are daughters of narcissistic mothers, and I want to say this to you. You are not your mother, and the way you started out in life, your beginning does not determine your end. You can have a whole, full, complete life. You have a family right here. We love you. We care about you. We are here to support you. We're here to uplift you, and we want to see you win. At the end of the day, we want to see you win. We want to see your light shine. We want to see the real you come out. Don't think that your life always has to be like this. Don't think that you have to go from one toxic relationship to another because that's all you know. Don't feel like just because your mother didn't accept you that now that's the standard for your life. No, we accept you right here. You are part of our family. You are part of us. and we accept you, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Recovery is very possible. You know, daughters of narcissistic mothers tend to feel traumatized, and which is normal because there was a lot of trauma growing up with that crazy person, and you feel rejected and shameful. And so what's going to have to happen here is that you need to recover from codependency. With codependency, the focus is always taken off of you, and it's put onto somebody else, and that's who, you know, is kind of like the bar that you need to meet or please. And so you abandon all of you to please this person. But now what you need to understand is that that can be undone. It's possible. Like, listen, I did it. I'm open about that I suffered with codependency, but I'm better, you know. And what you really have to do is unprogram what you thought was true about yourself. All that, the messages of shame, the messages that you're not worthy, that you're unlovable, that you're unwanted, those are lies. Those are lies that were set to take you out. Those were lies to keep you from living beneath, they were designed to keep you in a mediocre lifestyle or in a stagnant lifestyle, and that is not true about your destiny. And so just understand that they're not formed in truth. Those thoughts about you were not formed in truth. And you're living, you're breathing. That's the bonus thing. You may have to go no contact with your narc mother. It may not be a lifetime. It may just be for a season, a period of time, so that you can get better. Don't feel guilty about putting yourself first. You have to put yourself first, because this is your life and you only have one life. This is not a practice run. There is no next cycle I'll get it right. No, you have to live your best life. And I mean, when I say live your best life, I'm not talking about a hashtag on social media. I'm talking about, listen, live your best life. And that means that you're living authentically. You are owning your emotions. You are evolving, and you're doing the things that make you happy. You're experiencing the things that you want to, and you have boundaries, and that you're walking in self-awareness and self-love, and you are being true to yourself, whoever that is. That's what matters. And so it's time to, replace the negative maternal voice and begin to self-nurture yourself. The video that I'm going to put up tomorrow is going to be on reparenting yourself. I've covered sons of narcissistic mothers and now daughters of narcissistic mothers. And so the next video that I want to do is going to be how you can reparent yourself when you have experienced these type of injuries, because it's possible. It is very possible, and it's important that, when you have these type of parents, that you do the things to heal so that you can move on. So I want to thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I thank you for your time. If anything that I have said here resonates with you, I invite you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell and join me for tomorrow. Join me tomorrow, because I'm reparenting yourself. Tongue twisted here, tongue tied. But like always, take care of yourself.